Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another Movie Talk Special Edition video. It's May 4th, and for Star Wars fans, that means only one thing. It's Star Wars Day. And this year's Star Wars Day Special Edition video is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In a period of great conflict, a group of unlikely heroes led by Jyn Erso, a daring fugitive, and Cassian Andor, a rebel spy, band together on a desperate mission to steal the plans to the Death Star, the Empire's ultimate weapon of destruction. Okay, highlights of this movie. This movie was made back in 2016, so it's roughly about 2 years old, depending on the exact release date. And this is an epic space opera film. And, of course, was created by Lucasfilms. The setting of this movie is actually immediately before Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. And for those of you who saw the original trilogy when it first came out, that's Star Wars. This tells the story of the group of rebels, Rogue One, who steal the plans for the first Death Star. And this is the first of the Star Wars anthology series, and if I mispronounced that word, I apologize, which tell stories that take place prior to the original trilogy, but after the prequels. The second of which is Solo, a Star Wars story, which is due to be released on May 25th, 2018, so in just a few short weeks. And the third one is Kenobi, a Star Wars story. The release date of this movie is unknown, but it is possible that it will be released sometime in 2019. Okay, things I loved about this movie. First off, I really love the storyline. This is a story that basically needed to be told, because when A New Hope opens, it basically opens with the words, and I'm not going to be able to quote this word for word, but that daring rebel spies managed to steal plans to the Empire's ultimate weapon of destruction, or something along those lines. It's been a while since I actually watched A New Hope, so I don't know the exact words. And I, like a lot of people, we're probably wondering, well, how did these rebels steal these plans? They were probably very highly guarded plans. And this movie explains that. So I really did like that. I also liked the characters. I love the characters, actually. I developed a very big emotional attachment to these characters. And I'm going to go on a little rant here for a second, so please bear with me. One thing I did not like about this movie, and normally I do not do in movie talk videos things I don't like about a movie, but this one I kind of have to. I did not like how they dealt with the main characters of the movie, i.e. Rogue One, the Team Rogue One, at the end of the film. I know they did this how they did it was to explain why these characters are not in the original trilogy, and I don't want to give away what they did in case you haven't seen the movie yet. But I felt there was other avenues they could have gone down to explain that, kind of like how they did with some of the characters in Rebels, when they finished up Rebels a few months ago. I felt they could have done something different. Because you get emotionally attached to these characters, and you want to see them accomplish their goals and whatnot, and then they pull this thing. I think you can kind of surmise from where I'm going what happens to them, but I'm still not going to come on and say it. And it's like, really, why? Because you gave these characters these great backstories, and you get us emotionally invested in them, and you do this to them. So that's just my little rant. I didn't like it. I didn't like exactly what happened. That was my one problem with the movie. And I'm going to leave it at that. Third thing I really liked about the movie was I loved the fact that it actually ties up the loose ends at the beginning of New Hope. Now, I did go into my explanation of this in the first point of what I liked about this movie. But I felt that was a point that really needed to be addressed, was that it does tie up those loose ends. Anybody wondering how they got the plans know exactly now how they got those plans. Another thing I also like that I forgot to put on here is that there is a mention of a Jedi in this movie. And they don't give the Jedi away by name. They just say he. So we know that excludes Ahsoka, because Ahsoka is a female. But there are 4 other Jedi that are he Jedis that could have been related in this episode. We can take Yoda out of the mix because we know Yoda is not the one they're talking about. But there are still 3 other Jedi that are in this episode, and this is Bail and Mothman who are talking. So there are 3 other Jedi that we know of with a connection to Bail that they could have been talking about, and that are guys. Again, we can take Ahsoka out of the mix because she is in fact a female. But the 3 others are, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi, aka Ben Kenobi, Kanan Jarrus, aka Caleb Doom, and Ezra Bridger. Now, they never mention the Jedi by name, as I stated before, so that leaves it open to interpretation. Okay, we know Obi-Wan is going to survive up to the middle-ish end of A New Hope. Now, up to this point in the franchise, we don't know what the fates of Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger are, and I'm not going to reveal it in this. You're going to have to wait until my TV Talk videos on Star Wars Rebels to find out their fate if you do not watch the show. In which case, please do not reveal it in the comments of this video, please. So it leaves us open to interpretation of which one are they talking about. There is strong circumstantial evidence that they are talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi, based on where we know this movie is leading up to, but it could still be Kanan or Ezra as well. Also, another thing that I forgot to put in this video that I do want to mention that I absolutely loved about it was that we do see Chopper from Rebels in this video. And we do see the Ghost, which is the ship from Rebels, and we hear the words General Syndulla mentioned over the loudspeaker, which implies Hera Syndulla, who is a character from Rebels as well. So we do know that Chopper and Hera and the Ghost make it up to this point in the series. I'll get more into those characters, those 2 characters, and the ship when we get to TV Talk on Star Wars Rebels, I promise. Okay, cast. This movie had an amazing cast, and these are all the actors who were in the movie that were given title roles. If I mispronounce anyone's name, be it a Star Wars name or a actor's name, I apologize. Okay, Jyn Erso was played by Felicity Jones. Cassian Andor was played by Diego Luna. Orson Krennic was played by Ben Mendelsohn, I believe is how you say his last name. Churik Iwinu was played by Donnie Yen. Galen Erso, who was Jin's father, was played by Maddens McKennell, I believe is how you say his name. K2SO, who, if you can't tell by the description, was a droid, was played by Alan Tudyk, I believe is how you say his name. Baihai Roke, I believe is how you say his name, was played by Ritz Amond, I believe is how you say his last name. Bazar Meldon was played by Jiang Wen. Here's a name that Clone Wars fan and Rebels fans are going to recognize, but mostly Clone Wars fans. Saw Gerrera, who was originally introduced in Clone Wars and makes an appearance in 4 episodes in Rebels, was played by Forrest Welkart, and I promise I will get into more detail on Saw when he's introduced in Rebels, or not Rebels, Clone Wars. Darth Vader was physically played by Spencer Wilding, while James Earl Jones once again lends his voice to this iconic Sith Lord. Princess Leia was physically played by Everden, or Invig, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. But Carrie Fisher's image was actually, or her face was actually superimposed on this actress, and they actually used archival audio recordings for her voice, which I thought was very interesting, and explains why this actress looks so much like Carrie Fisher. Grand Moff Tarkin, was played by Henry Guy, physically played by Henry Guy, as once again they used much like with Princess Leia, they superimposed Peter Cushing, who played Grand Moff Tarkin in A New Hope. They superimposed his image over Guy Henry. However, unlike with Princess Leia, who they used the archival voice of Carrie Fisher to use her for her speaking voice, as she really only has a few lines at the end of the movie. Guy Henry actually does the voice of Grand Moff Tarkin, or however the heck you say his name. Okay, and we have Jerry Smith, Guinevere O'Reilly, and Anthony Daniels returning to reprise their roles as Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, and C-3PO, respectfully. Okay, feel free to check out my related Star Wars videos. Okay, also feel free to check out my other movie talk special edition videos. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other movie talk videos. find my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, two things I'd like to touch on. First off, please note that my movie talk videos on Van Helsing, Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters, and Spooky Buddies, and my movie talk birthday special edition video on The Lion King are exclusively on my Facebook page as of the posting of this video. I will do re-uploads for YouTube of these 4 videos. However, the postings will not be until October. I have a reason for this. Van Helsing and Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters are Halloween type movies, and Spooky Buddies is a Halloween movie. So for me, it makes sense to do the re-uploads of these videos in October, which is when Halloween is. They will more than likely be the first 3 days within October. As for The Lion King, this is a birthday special edition video. So again, it only makes sense to me to post the re-upload on my birthday, which happens to be in October. So please be patient. I will have the re-uploads in October. It's just going to be a little bit of a wait, and I did give you my reasonings. Until then, you can check them out on my Facebook page. Also, my TV Talk videos on Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Dragons will now be posted both on Facebook and YouTube. All my other TV Talk videos will be posted exclusively to Facebook. So if you want to check out those videos, my backlog videos of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and my backlog videos from the end of September 2017 to end of April 2018 of Star Wars and Dragons, the backlog videos of those from between those 2 dates. Feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. And just to make it a little easier to find them on my Facebook page, here is a list of all the TV Talk videos I have done videos on or am currently doing videos on. As always, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.